So I grew up in a body shop, like always getting put to work. At first it was pulling weeds, but then it turned into prep work and
Nice.
kind of all kinds of different stuff as a kid. So I've always had like a mechanical background, worked on my own race cars a lot growing up, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. And now that I don't have to, I want to. So it's kind of funny how that works.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Loans here with John McGann, the editor of Hot Rod Magazine, and we are back with the Hot Rod Pod where it all began. We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're continuing a lot of great conversation we've had with some of the best NASCAR drivers out there on the circuit today. This guy, the driver of the number 48 Chevrolet, Alex Bowman, is our next guest, and thank you for coming to hang out on Coke 600 weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Before we get into the meat and potatoes of driving a stock car, we need to talk about your Corvette.
Which one?
The 1,000 horsepower drift car is
okay.
Pretty flippin' awesome.
Yeah, started as a base model C6, kind of a COVID project a little bit. And then it's had a couple different iterations and kind of just scope crept into a full-on race car. I mean, it's still got carpet in the front half of the car, and we built like an aluminum center console with cup holders, so it's still a street car, but it's a race car. It's a Dart LS Next block. It's a 468. 6XD sequential, winner's quick change.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool car. So I don't get nearly enough time to drive it. So we're kind of in like the teething process a little bit. Every time I drive it, something breaks. It's kind of like I need enough track time to break all the things that are going to break and get it all the way dialed in. But yeah, it's been a fun project. It makes like right under 1,000 wheel on a 150 shot of nitrous. So nothing crazy. I have a 1,200 horsepower ZR1 too. I'm a big C6 Corvette guy.
Dude, they're great cars.
Yeah, they're the best. Super fun to drive, like super predictable, even at really high power levels. So my C6 ZR1, I mean, it's made over 1,000 wheel for, 9 years now.
And what's the combination in that car?
So it is stock bottom end, heads cam, fuel system. It had a stock ported blower on it for a long time, and now it's got a Kong 2650 on it.
Nice.
So it's, I mean, built trans, built diff, but still stock bottom end for 10,000 miles at that power level, which is insane.
Yeah. As two guys that spend a lot of time at the drag strip, when we hear guys talk about stock bottom end LS motors, it's one or two things are going to happen. This is going to be super impressive, or the crankshaft is going to be laying on the ground at some point.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty surprised it hasn't broken yet.
Yeah.
When I had the stock blower on it, we had a little bit of nitrous on it, and it didn't really care. And then we put the 2650 on it, and it is probably a little easier on the rotating assembly because it doesn't hit as hard down low, but yeah, it's pretty rowdy for a stock bottom end car.
Yeah.
I was at Chevrolet, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, talking with one of the engineers that was actually on that project when that car was new, and talking about what we're doing with it and how much power it made. And he's like, stock rods in that thing? Yeah. He's like, there's no way. I'm like, yeah, it lives. Like, they're great. So
they love it.
Yeah, it's a cool car for sure.
Obviously, you're a very diversified racer in terms of everything you've driven on dirt and on asphalt, but I think it's really cool that you're actually just into hot rods and cars as well.
Yeah.
And that has to go way back as part of your life too, right? This isn't something you just decided one day, I like C6 Corvettes.
Yeah, for sure. So my dad is a car guy in a different sense than I am. Like, obviously, I'm pretty highly modified, can't leave anything alone. As he would say, I ruin everything.
Okay, so he's the restoration guy.
Yeah, he's like I'm going to look at it in my garage and never drive it. It's never even been washed type of guy. So, which in my opinion is the worst. But no, he's like the stock, like got to be perfect type of guy. But he had a small body shop at home when I was a kid. Still has it. It's definitely grown. Since he stopped following me around racing, he was able to grow his business. But yeah, so I grew up in a body shop, like always getting put to work. At first it was pulling weeds, but then it turned into prep work and kind of all kinds of different stuff as a kid. So I've always had like a mechanical background, worked on my own race cars a lot growing up. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. And now that I don't have to, I want to. So it's kind of funny how that works. But yeah, I've always got different projects going on. Always loved turning wrenches.
I mean, I'm guessing that's the type of guy that's going to give you attention to detail, right? Stylistically, you're into different things, but a guy like your dad who's into that level of restoration, that is got to be a detail-oriented guy.
Yes and no.
Okay.
You would be surprised. He's not the cleanest person
Okay.
in the world. Him and we're very different. We're almost opposites at this point. But he's very like, my car was clean 10 years ago when I put it on that lift and everything's still perfect. And I'm like, everything around the car is clean. The lift is clean. The car is clean. The floor is clean. Like, and I've driven it twice this month, so everything's good. Like, and it's clean. So his garage is a disaster. He's a hoarder. Whereas as the guy that drives the trash truck and picks up my dumpster every Friday, I love to throw stuff away. He knows. So, yeah, it's I throw stuff away all the time. So we're kind of opposites in that sense. I think growing up, I kind of feel like I've seen it kind of with our generation a little bit. Like, guys my age, when they were kids, their parents were like cluttered and had stuff everywhere, in a sense.
Yeah.
So I want nothing anywhere. I just want to throw it all away. All has to be out of sight. So kind of different there.
That makes sense. And you kind of like somewhere in between the two, you got like a whole person almost. It's like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
But I know how you can one thing leads to a different dichotomy in the next generation. So
yeah, for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about that. You mentioned the fact that he was highly supportive of getting your career off the ground and really kind of put his own self-interest aside to kind of help you elevate what you were doing. Talk about some of the fondest memories you have, whether it was on the road, whether it was a race win. Like, talk about some of those moments that will never leave your mind from the early days of your career with your dad.
Yeah, the business suffered, second mortgage on the house. I mean, the business failed, then second mortgage on the house. Like, he was all in, and it still wasn't enough. I mean,
wow.
As you guys know, getting started in racing, it's crazy.
Brutal.
It's only gotten worse and worse and worse. So certainly didn't have the zeros in the bank account to.
But you had zeros. They were on the wrong side of the decimal
Yeah.
point.
We didn't have enough commas to make it. Yeah. But certainly he tried everything he could and sacrificed a lot. So super appreciative of that. But yeah, traveled up and down the West Coast a ton as a kid, racing quarter midgets. And then still when I ran the midget stuff, kind of started transitioning to drive for other people after that. But yeah, I mean, just, gosh, I mean, I would race Sunday somewhere in the middle of California, sometimes even Northern California, and somehow make it to school on Monday morning. Like it was wild. I mean, there were nights that we would drive through the night, not sleep, and we wouldn't even go home. We would just pull up to school and I would get out and go to school.
Jeez.
So those are my memories, because I would always, my thing was we would have to drive through Phoenix to get to Tucson, right? And depending on Phoenix traffic, you never really knew when you were going to make it home. But there was like points on the drive home from Phoenix to Tucson that I'm like, oh, I'm this far away. And I would wake up and be like, oh, I'm 40 minutes away and school starts in 45 minutes. I'm actually going to make it. I don't want to go. I'd be like, hey, I think we need gas. I think I see one of the tires coming apart on the trailer. Like, we got to stop.
We got to quit never. Yeah, this is dangerous.
I cannot make it to class. And then I got yelled at by my teachers a lot. So
yeah, I mean, it's a crazy lifestyle that people just don't understand. You know what I mean? Like if you're the not to disparage them, but like a regular person that is not in this world or is not trying to achieve in this world just doesn't get it. And you're not ever going to be able to explain it to them.
Yeah, I mean, I spent, like, my childhood was racing, which was awesome, working on race cars in the garage, awesome, doing makeup homework all the time. Not awesome, not as awesome. So certainly, that was probably the hardest part about like my daily life growing up, was getting so behind in school and trying to catch up all the time.
Because there is no balance. You can't strike a balance.
Yeah.
If you strike a balance, it's never going to work.
Yeah, for sure. Racing was priority all the time. So, I mean, I went to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes Thursdays.
Damn.
So, and I graduated a year early. I had an okay GPA. Yeah, it was tough. I think that was probably the hardest part. Was if I got a C, I was in like big trouble, like not allowed to race for a little bit. And then it got to the point where it was like unmanageable to not get a C. And if I got a C, it was like, well, you messed up and I'm disappointed in you, but we're still going this weekend. High school got rough, but yeah, it was, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Sure.
So.
Were there any teachers that were supportive of what you're trying to do? Did you have like a shop class or anything even that would
honestly
sort of balance out the education?
I had one cool teacher. I hate to say that because it's like there was no shop class at my school, which is disappointing because that's something I would have loved. And,
Sure.
and I've gotten to tour a lot of schools since then and go to a lot of shop classes, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
And obviously that's something that gets more and more rare as
It is.
the years have gone by, unfortunately. But yeah, just being from Tucson, Arizona, telling a teacher that you're going to make it in racing, they're looking at you like, what are you talking about?
Like you're asking for a pony, right?
Yeah, like, no, you're not. Come to class. Like, so
you're ruining your life.
Yeah. I had a math teacher that actually, he still comes to some of the races, which is really cool. He actually comes to a lot of races, which is really neat. And he was always really cool about it. But gosh, I mean, I remember I had a Spanish teacher who just hated me, like, absolutely. I can't believe you are doing this. Like, your parents are off their rocker. Like, it was wild. And I think junior year, the school, I hate to say it was because of me, because there were so many kids there, but like maybe because of me, they implemented a rule like you could only miss 12 days of class per semester. And I was like, I'm moving to North Carolina. I'm out. So,
see you, bye.
Yeah.
The Alex Bowman clause.
Yeah. So it just quit working out for me after that.
As your young career evolves, the aspiration is obviously to make it to this level. And one of the things that's kind of has been a signature in your career is, you're a guy that Dale Earnhardt Jr. looked at and said, this is the guy that should be in this car. And then obviously in the 48 now you're coming in behind Jimmy Johnson and everything he's accomplished there. What do you think it is about you and what you were doing, especially early on, that you became the guy that somebody of the caliber of Junior looked at you and said, this is the kid?
I got really lucky, honestly. Like, I mean, that all kind of happened. I was driving for a really small cup team in 2014, and I qualified next to Dale at like Richmond, I think, and we were riding around the truck pre-race together, talking about I was trying to get in some good Xfinity cars at the end of that year and have some good races, because running for small teams was definitely rough. And he had some openings at JRM the end of that year that I was able to get into. Kind of took off from there. So obviously, it was a crazy set of circumstances, obviously, with him getting hurt. Yeah. I was driving the sim for Hendrick at the time. Dale was a big supporter of mine and called me and kind of forced Hendrick to use me in a sense, I feel like, because we all found out so late. But super fortunate to get to fill in for him and then share the car with some guy named Jeff Gordon for the rest of the year, which was wild to me. And somehow I'm still here. So it's been really cool, obviously to get to drive for HMS, but to get to follow, Dale and taking over the 88 and then Jimmy and taking over the 48. It's just been crazy. Like, things that I never thought would happen. If you would have asked 16-year-old me if it was going to happen, I would have said absolutely. I'm the best there ever was. Then you quickly realize how hard it really is, and you're like, well, damn, I'm in trouble. So
and it's been a common theme. We talked to Daniel Suarez, and yesterday we talked to Joey Logano, and you and Suarez were in that 2011 NASCAR Next class together. But I think to a man, you've all said the same thing, which is when you actually get onto the stage for the first time, you look around, you think, oh God, like faking it till you make it may end right now, right? You have to really step up.
It's tough. Cup racing is really, really, really difficult, and there's so much that goes into it. Obviously the team has to perform, the driver has to perform, but there's so much more than that, right? Like, there's so much that goes on back at the shop, so many organizational things, so many things have to go your way throughout the day. There's like a million things that can ruin your day that you have zero to do with. So it's just really difficult. Everybody here is really, really good. Every team member here is really, really good. The little details matter so much. It's incredible. So to get things to go your way is really difficult.
That's the theme we've heard. Yeah, is it's that thing that separates your success versus not. Pulling the car out of the trailer.
Yeah.
What was it? Daniel said that.
It's like
the
if
car
it's
has
slow,
to be
if
fast.
it's slow when you load it in the trailer, it's not going to be fast when it comes out of the trailer.
For sure. And I mean, the difference between slow and fast is a tenth and a half of a second.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's this next gen car, we're all the same speed. That's why we can't pass each other ever.
Yeah.
So you have to qualify well because you can't pass, and then if you don't qualify well, you have a bad pit stall. It all just kind of explodes, and you can't get back on the other side of things. So it's really tough. It's easy to let one bad race kind of compound, because then you qualify early the next week, so you're probably going to qualify bad, and you're probably going to get a bad pit stall again, and it just over and over and over. Yeah, it absolutely snowballs. So I mean, you're dealing with such small margins, like smaller here than probably most other motorsports. It's pretty wild.
When we look at the results this season, there's been a lot of top fives, a lot of top tens, several top five, runner up at Miami.
Yep.
So when we're only about a third of the way through the season. So when you look at that body of work so far, what is it telling you as a competitor? What's the trend you're seeing, and maybe what's the step forward for the team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our finishes probably tell the story accurately. Like, we've been really, really fast lately and just haven't, had things go our way, haven't executed well in some senses, have had a lot of things outside of our control, some mechanical failures here and there. So we need to finish how we run, and I think the page would look a lot better. But we've been close to winning. I feel like we've had race winning speed, really. I mean, Texas, Kansas, Wilkesboro, we struggled a little bit, still ended up fourth.
Yeah, I was going to say top five at the All-Star race.
Yeah, so that was good. I'm really excited for this weekend in Charlotte, obviously. But just, I think the next step for us is just executing and not having anything go wrong. Like Texas, we had one bad pit stop. We came in third and restarted, 20-something, and then
suboptimal.
Immediately crashed
suboptimal
on the restart. We didn't even make a single lap after the restart, and the field crashed in front of us, and we crashed. So it's like you just can't do that. And our pit crew, they're super fast, right? It was just one bad stop kind of gets you. So a lot of different things can happen. Just got to continue to plug away at it.
And that's the interesting part about this is, like, you can be victimized by circumstances well beyond your control. If you're not back there in a part of the field that's probably not going to make the best decisions in front of you, you have a far better chance of not getting caught up, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's just part of what we do, and that's what makes it a team sport, right? Like, all the parts and pieces have to go together well. The driver, obviously, it's my name on the car, and kind of my name attached to the result, but there's a lot of people working hard to support that. So, there's 600 and something people at Hendrick Motorsports, right?
Insane.
It's incredible.
Insane.
Yeah.
The tools we have and the support we have from Mr. Hendrick and everybody there is pretty awesome.
You own a midget team, you own a sprint car team. Obviously, after 23, you got out of the sprint car and put a driver in there, but you are a team owner.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, it's not quite 600 employees like Mr. H has, but
it's me. So really, since I got hurt, I've tried to scale the sprint car team back, and last year I'm like, we can just run a couple races and it'll be fun, and I still ended up doing all the work and paying all the bills and having none of the fun, and I was like, this sucks. So I sold all the sprint car stuff, but I still have the midget stuff, and we just go to Chili Bowl,
cool.
Which I don't know if you guys have ever been. But,
I've never been, but I watch it every year.
So it's really just a party, and there's a racetrack on the end of the building that you walk up to sometimes. But it's a really fun event, and I think for me, I like that event because there used to not be any rule book, so you could just run what you brung.
Wow.
Tires, engines, cars, like you could
Wide
run
open.
Whatever you want. So it was wider wheels, bigger tires, lighter race cars, more power, and it was really, really cool. Well, for some reason, we've decided to add a couple rules in the last couple of years. We're starting to reel the fun back in.
The fun police have
on
showed
it.
up.
I guess, probably needed to happen at some point because it got pretty out of hand, but it's fun to just kind of build cool stuff and be able to do things differently, and I really enjoy that. So it's been a cool event. We've had some successful years, had some years where my finances fly through the air and flip over and over, and it's like dollar signs falling off the car as it's flipping. They've hurt a little bit, but yeah, it's been a really fun thing for me to get to do, and honestly, like I do 90% of the prep work on those cars myself. Like the one thing I'm not good at is the fabrication side of things. Like I'm not patient enough, and I'm not good enough to do it at a level that I'm happy with.
Gotcha.
So I have a lot of great friends at HMS that help me on the fab side of things. But beyond that, I'm doing all the prep work myself and working on them myself at the racetrack, crew chiefing them, and it's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a good outlet for whatever might be stressful during your career here doing it as a race car driver, and that's a good outlet to probably keep you energized and passionate.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's definitely where it started. It was a great outlet. And then I probably grew it too much for a while. Like this year I took 4 cars. I'm an idiot. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this.
Sounds like a lot of work.
4 chances to win, not just 3 or 2 or 1. So we race Phoenix. That's our last race of the season. Fly back. You land 4 a.m. on Monday morning.
So you got less than a month to get all this stuff together, right? Or a couple
It's like
of
a month
weeks?
and a half,
Okay.
yeah. But it's every single day in the shop. And my girlfriend, Chloe, she said, you can't be in the shop on Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, or Christmas. So I was there every day except those 3 days. And it was a ton of work. So I'm not ever going to take 4 cars again, which is funny because 2 years ago I took 3 cars, and I said I was never going to take 3 cars.
And then you added a
again.
4th.
I added a 4th.
I'm
not going to take 5.
next year.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to take 6. I'm not going up. We're going down. But yeah, so I think like taking 2 cars gets pretty simple to put them together. If nothing goes wrong, something always goes wrong. So I'm sure there will be some extra work here and there. But yeah, it's fun.
It's a fascinating thing across all motorsports, whether it's drag racing or it's stock car racing or even open wheel stuff, that racers, they cannot help themselves, and they have to go racing in some form. Like a lot of the guys that run professionally on the drag racing side will go sportsman racing on the weekends, or guys that run open wheel cars will jump in a go-kart somewhere. And it's different than almost any other sport. You know, a guy who's bashing his head in playing NFL football every week is not going, hey guys, let's run down to the park and throw the ball around on Wednesday. You know what I mean? What is it? Why is this such a thing that nobody can escape?
It's an addiction, I think, at the end of the day. Like, I mean, it has to be an addiction because you can do all the things you want, but there's like no profit in any way for any team owner ever, really. Like, you know, if a team owner is breaking even on racing, they're killing it. They are absolutely crushing
it. Yeah.
So at that point, it has to be an addiction, right? Because it's work, it's stress, it's all the things. And then from the driver side of things, I think that's definitely an addiction in some ways. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I really just drive the Cup car these days. I think I'll probably go back sprint car racing at some point if Chloe will let me. That's a big sticking point in my house lately. But, yeah, I mean, I think we all love it for sure.
The sprint car experience is, I mean, those guys race in I mean, as gnarly as the NASCAR Cup schedule is, those guys are racing multiple times a week. And obviously now you got Kyle Larson's High Limit Series that really kind of shook things up. World of Outlaws has been around forever. But it blows my mind. You know, Donnie Schatz is a guy I talk to every once in a while, and it's like, it's just unbelievable the way that these guys race. And it's a punishing form of competition, too. It's not like it's gentle on your body. I mean, these guys get beat up.
Yeah,
you lived that life.
I lived that firsthand. I broke my back, but yeah, I mean, I think it's very different schedules, right? Our schedule, we're on the road for 40 weeks, roundabout. We have one off weekend. It already happened in April, so we're rest of the
Hope
year.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think the thing about our schedule, really, as a driver, like it's hard to complain, right? Like we have a bunch of meetings at Monday and Tuesday, and we're in the sim and sponsor appearances and kind of get carted around here and there and whatever. Like this.
Exactly.
But I think what people don't see is like the road guys. So they're kind of, I would separate it into shop guys and road guys. So shop guys, they they work their ass off in the shop. They work a ton of hours. They work super hard, but they don't travel. So you get some weekends off. Sometimes they're working on the weekends. The road crew, they're here every weekend. They don't get weekends off. Their family doesn't get to travel with them like my family does. Kids' baseball games, they're not going to. They don't have a single weekend off for the rest of the year. Their hours in the shop get insane. I mean, there are weeks that Wednesday nights they're loading at 2:00 in the morning. Like that's just part of it. So the schedule that those guys keep up year round is pretty wild. I will say the sprint car side of things is just different because you're racing all the time. You're actually like, you race, you show up at 2:00 to the racetrack, you sit in line to get in, you unload, you finish your maintenance from the night before, you race, you go to the car wash, you do some maintenance, you go to sleep, you drive to the next place, or you drive to the next place before you go to sleep. They don't have the meetings, and they don't have like,
it's stripped down. It's like stripped bare.
It is. Yeah. It is very like condensed, and they just get to race more. So it's just different. Like I would say the physical fatigue is probably more there on the sprint car side of things from just the sheer like, we're gonna race 112 times this year. But the mental side of like what the shop guy or what the road guys go through, and kind of the travel aspect and all that, it's like they're home. Yeah. But they're not really home type of thing. So it's definitely tough, and definitely appreciate how hard those guys work. Because I think the drivers see the schedule come out and they're like, man, we get one off weekend. Are you kidding me? And I don't feel bad for myself. I feel bad for the road crews for sure.
And look, I think that's part of your perspective and the way you grew up.
Yeah.
Because you were basically one of the road crew guys as a kid.
Yeah.
So you probably have a better appreciation of that than most people.
Yeah. And when I ran the sprint car, I was always working on it too. Like I managed the team, I worked on the car. I had two guys working I had Joe Gertie working for me, which was awesome. He's an absolute legend.
Yeah.
My level of OCD clean is probably higher than Joe's. Joe's he was getting the maintenance done and the car stuff done, making sure it went fast, and I was OCD on making sure everything was clean and the trailer floor was clean, and like so I was always working too. I was always at the car washes with them. I don't know how Kyle Larson does it, because I traveled with him for a little while, and I'm like, man, I don't know how you do this all the time. Like I am so worn out. But then I'm like, I see Paul Silva at the car wash while I'm at the car wash with Joe, and Kyle's not there, and I'm like, that's how he does it. I'm learning.
Crack the code.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun getting to do all that.
Was there something that you can point to really early on in your life that made you identify this as something you wanted to do? Was there a certain car, a certain person in your life?
My dad, for sure. Like he's a big NASCAR fan. He doesn't really come from a racing background, but a huge Jeff Gordon fan. He brought home a Quarter Midget when I was 7, and it kind of snowballed from there. But he had he had some cool stuff when I was a kid, for sure. He had a bunch of Mustangs that he had restored. He would always restore and sell. It wasn't like he had a huge collection. Right. I remember going to an auction with him, and he was selling cars to pay for racing, which was rough on him. So definitely appreciate that. He had a 930 that he still has. That was like his prized possession. Yeah. So that car probably started my car addiction more than anything. It was like a factory slant nose 930.
Oh yeah, those are killer cars.
Big turbo. Yeah. Super cool. Yeah. He still has it. He says he's gonna get buried in it one day. So he's like, absolutely, you cannot have it. I'm getting buried in it. If they won't bury me in it, we're crushing it. You still can't have it. You can't drive it. He let me drive it one time, and the fuel pump failed when I drove it.
Oh, so there you go.
So then I'm calling him from the side of the road, like, hey, your car that your most prized possession that you finally let me drive one time is broken on the side of the road.
On the side of the interstate.
And it wasn't the fact that it had been sitting for 6 years that made the fuel pump break and had a bunch of old fuel in it. It was the fact that I was driving it.
Yeah.
So I think we took about 10 years to get past that one, but we might be past it today. I'm not sure.
Last and final question before we let you go. If you had not gotten the Quarter Midget when you were 7, if you had not gotten and moved your way up through a career, what would you be doing today?
Probably painting cars in my dad's body shop. Honestly, I was never really good at much else aside from the mechanical side of things. Like, you know, I feel like I can spin wrenches pretty well at this point, something that I really enjoy. So maybe not so much the collision side of things, but I feel like I would have fallen into that since that's what my dad does. But probably something, you know, something to do with cars. Really hard to say, and really glad that I don't have to work with my dad on a daily basis because we would kill each other. I can guarantee you that it would not go well. But yeah, something with cars. And you know, I'm 32 now. I've been cup racing for 11 years. You're always thinking about, like, well, when cup racing's over, like, what am I going to do? And I mean, that's like, do I start a shop? Do I, like, what kinds of things do I want to do? I would want to start an aftermarket shop, and then the EPA would, like, shut me down probably. So I'd get myself in trouble. But, yeah, it's there's so many different mechanical things you could do, but something in that genre.
Well, thank you for coming in today, man. Good luck this weekend, and congratulations on it. It looks like forward momentum, man. We're looking at it. That top 5 at the All-Star race is proof.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Gearhead, NASCAR racer, the latest guest on the Hot Rod Pod. We will see you next time. John, Brian, Alex, we're out.